Hey everyone, welcome back to Age and Education channel. Today we shall continue on the chapter Plants Propagation. Last time we have seen about the propagation that happens through the seeds, right? As a part of that, we have seen about the seeds, how the seeds are powerful. Though they are small, they hold the capacity to give rise to another plant, right? So, and about the structure of the seeds. And what else have we seen? We saw about the seed coat, hilum, cotyledons. What about cotyledons? It's the food to the embryo, right? Do you remember? These are all important. And we have even mentioned two types of that. What are those? Monocots and dicots, right? And these are the examples for it. And next, about the embryo. Next, about the germination process. What are the steps that are involved in this process? And about the dispersal of seeds, we have seen what are the agents of the seed dispersal, like wind, water, and animals, right? Now, next, before we get into the details of how this happens, like with how the dispersal happens with wind, water, and animals, I want to clarify one thing. As a human, when we put some seed, right, we consciously do it. When we put a seed into the soil, we consciously do it. We know that why we are doing it, and so we will try to give an environment, provide an environment, or at least you will choose an environment that helps the seed to effectively grow into a plant. Okay, so we will check for the favorable environment. At least we will try to check with whatever knowledge we have, right? So this will be a conscious thing. But for the wind, water, and animals, it's not a conscious process. It just happens. So it will carry these agents will carry the seeds along with it. But where these seeds land, that's all goes with chance. Okay, if it is with chance, then there is no assurance that it's not assured that the seed will turn into the plant, because seed always needs what to grow into a plant. This I have mentioned so many times till now, so probably you will be shouting from there, though I can't hear, right? So for the seed to be a plant, it needs favorable conditions or right conditions or suitable conditions. Everything goes well with it. Okay, favorable, RABLE conditions. Okay, so if these conditions are present at the point where the seed has landed, that goes with the chance, right? We can't say anything about it. So these agents, it's only work that it's even that work, I won't say that that work is a conscious work. It just happens so, okay, because of the characteristics of the seeds and the characteristics of the agents, some sort of dispersal of the seed happens. And because of this, what happens? The seed will fall into the soil, and where it falls is a chance. And so if the conditions there are favorable, then it will grow into a plant, otherwise no. So with this, what you can say, will all the seeds that are produced by the plant will land up and will turn into the trees, next generation trees? No, right? Why? As I have mentioned, it is because there should always be favorable conditions, right? So this is common that wherever the seed lands, only if there are right conditions, only then you can expect it to grow into a plant. Okay, so not all the seeds will have a chance to survive and grow into a plant. Nice. Next types of seed dispersal. So what about these types? It is based on the agents of dispersal. Okay, what are the agents we have already mentioned about? Yeah, it's wind, water, and animals. Okay, so now let us see dispersal by wind. It means what type of seeds can use this wind as an agent for seed dispersal. Okay, so some plants produce seeds that are very light, hairy, or wing shaped, allowing them to be easily carried by the wind. Okay, so these sort of light, hairy, or wing shaped seeds can be carried by the wind. Okay, so once they reach any soil, if the soil there is fertile and if the conditions there are favorable, then that will grow into a plant. Otherwise, that's just gone waste. Okay, so what are the examples of it? Dandelion. Its seeds are attached to a fluffy parachute-like structure, allowing them to float long distances. You all know about the dandelion. I need not mention about it. You often play with it. I know it, about that. Okay. Next, cotton. The seeds are light and surrounded by cotton fibers, which help them catch the wind. Okay. So it can be easily carried away with the wind because of these cotton fibers. And how about the maple? Maple has winged seeds, also called as helicopters or samaras, which spin through the air as they fall. Okay, so they have the winged seeds. And even the pine trees will have wing-like structures that will allow them to drift with the wind. So now here there is a probable Olympiad question. What would be that? See, you will all learn. I am 100% sure that you will learn that the examples would be dandelion, cotton, maple, pine trees. All these will be covered under the dispersal by wind. But what they will ask is, they'll say that among all this, they will give you all of these. Okay, which plant will have winged structures? Okay, then you will feel like, array, I have studied everything. I know that these all will be done by the wind, but how come I have not concentrated on what are the winged things, right? So it's better to understand that it is maple and pine trees. Remember that. Okay. Next, dispersal by what? By water. Seeds of some plants are adapted to float on water and can be carried by rivers, streams, or even ocean currents to new locations. These seeds typically have a waterproof covering and are light enough to stay afloat until they reach land. Okay, so how can these seeds float on the water? It is because they have waterproof covering and they are light enough to stay afloat until they reach the land. Now tell me, okay, when the seeds are light, it is common sense that they can float. But how about heavy seeds? How can they float? Yes, most of the heavy seeds can't float. Okay, so they won't use dispersal by water as a source of dispersal. Okay, but something like coconut, although the seed is heavy, it is surrounded by a fibrous air-filled husk that allows it to float on water. See, nature will find so many ways to continue its species, right? So every plant has its own way to enable the survival of its future generation. Okay, so it's good that you understand the nature and just feel happy while you come to know about the various differences in the nature and various what do you call adaptations of the nature. And it's like you'll feel, what is this? You'll be wondered if you just think, just get into that. Okay, get into the subject and learn. Then you'll feel so happy. If you just learn for the marks, oh, you'll feel so bored. I can't do that, right? So you understand the concepts and you better what do you call you admire the differences of the nature, then automatically you will feel so good, not only with the biology, not only with this, with physics, with chemistry. Just go and what do you call infer everything. Okay, it's like always put it into the practical application, then you feel like it's good, the subject is good. Okay, if you just go with the books and keep on reading it, then it's not that it will just dissipate as soon as the exams are over. Okay, but once you start admiring and learning, then it will sit in your brain forever. No one can stop it. Okay, so lotus. Next is lotus. The seeds of this aquatic plant float on water and eventually find their way to suitable environments. Okay, you know lotus, right? It will be like this, pink in color, always in the water, right? So these seeds also will use water as the source of seed dispersal. And next, water lily and mangroves. and cohydries. And this mangroves, these are different types of trees. You will learn these you can see in Sundarbans. Okay, and about this you can learn in your higher grades. Most probably it will be in 6th grade itself. Okay, so and next is cohydries, and these will be, I think you can find it in New Zealand. Okay, mostly like these are popular there. Next. Okay, next is dispersal by animals. Some plants rely on animals to help spread their seeds. Seeds can attach to an animal's fur or skin and be carried to new areas. Other seeds are eaten by animals and later deposited in new locations through their droppings. So we can see two ways as how animals can help spread the seeds to other areas. Okay, either the seeds will get attached to the animal's fur or skin through hook-like structures that will be often present in these sort of seeds, and the other way is the animals will eat fruit and the seeds will end up in their droppings. Okay, so these are the two ways how the animals will help in spreading the seeds. What are the examples? Cockleburg. This plant has seeds with hooked structures that attach to the fur of passing animals. Next, mistletoe. Birds eat the fruit and the seeds are spread in their droppings. Next, many fruits like berries are eaten by birds and animals. The seeds are later expelled in the droppings, allowing them to grow in new areas. Vegetative. Seeds have small hooks that cling to an animal fur or human clothing. Right? So these are the ways how the animals help. Next, dispersal by explosion. It is also called as ballistic dispersal. Some plants have pods or fruits that dry up and explode when touched or exposed to sunlight. So it happens automatically, right? When it gets dried up and when it is exposed to sunlight, they automatically explode. That is the reason you say it to be ballistic dispersal. Explosion, ballistic, these are all related, right? The sudden release of energy causes the seeds to be forcefully ejected, scattering them far from the parent plant. When a bomb is blown, what happens? Everything inside it will reach far off places. In the same manner, when these pods get dried up and they will explode, then the seeds will reach the far off areas. And if the conditions are favorable there, then the seed will grow into a new plant or tree. Okay, otherwise it will go, it's just waste. As I have mentioned, the chances of seeds growing into the tree depends upon the chance of it landing into fertile soil and the conditions there being favorable. Without these two, the seed will go waste, right? Next, examples. Peanut. Although commonly harvested by humans in the wild, peanut pods can split open to release seeds. Okay, as I have mentioned earlier, all these sort of vegetables, cereals, fruits, human being will take the pain of putting them into the soil. Then how about in the wild? In the wild, peanut pods can split open to release seeds. Okay, balsam, known for its explosive seed pods that burst open when touched or dry out. Next, castor. Castor, C-A-S-T-O-R. The seed pods split open with a pop, scattering seeds in all directions. You know castor, right? Castor oil. We keep using it. So, this oil is obtained from the castor seeds. C-A-S-T-O-R. There is a correction here. C-A-S-T-O-R. Next, witch hazel. The seed capsules burst open forcefully, sending seeds flying several feet away. Okay. Next, this is something irrelevant here. Okay. The seed capsules burst open forcefully, sending seeds flying several feet away. These are the examples for the ballistic dispersal. So you have seen about the dispersal types. What are those? Wind, water, then animals, and by explosion. Okay, this is a complete different phenomena. So these three are of one type and this is another type. This is by explosion, when it gets dried up and when it gets exposed to too much of sunlight, this happens, and it is common in peanut, balsam, castor and witch hazel. Okay, we are done with the seeds dispersal. Okay, next is vegetative propagation. This is a bit lengthy topic again. It's altogether new. I don't want to continue in this video. I'll do this in the next video. Okay, just to give a hint of it, vegetative propagation, it means what? Propagation of the plants through what? Stems, leaves, spores and roots. Okay, if the propagation happens through all this, you will call it to be vegetative propagation, and we will see into this in a detailed way in the next video. Okay, see you. Just again go through all the examples. As I have mentioned, examples are so important for your Olympiad exams. See, the thing is that here right now I'm concentrating on the concepts. Okay, and these examples you should learn all by yourselves. If your concepts are strong, then you can easily remember the examples. Okay, you go through everything that I have mentioned in the video again and again. Okay, and you can do very well in your competitive exams. Bye, see you.